Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Rusty and you're watching Rusty Garage. Today we got my ride on back on the channel again. She's all tore down, so if you want to know why, you'll have to watch the other video. It was fun, to say the least. Anyway, so we solved that. You know, if you want to find out what it was, go watch it. But we also, if you come take a look down here, if you watch the other video, I welded the deck back up onto this bracket, and I used a square piece of maybe inch by inch square tubing, and as you can tell, it never held. It snapped, the weld held, but the metal broke, so we need to fix that. We're going to put in a bigger piece of metal. I've got a bunch of angle iron, so probably should have used it the first time, but I never, so now I'm going to do it again. Great. So that's the task. I got my welder here, and I got my metal somewhere around here. So first thing I'm going to do is cut that piece of metal out of the way, clean it all up again, and go from there. So let's do that. And as always, don't forget your safety squints. Like that. Alright, so if you're wondering why I got a piece of plywood under here, well, it's quite dry in Nova Scotia right now, and quite literally, I just come back from town and passed by a freaking grass fire. Nobody knows how it started, but of course I stopped and started stomping it out, right? Because we got enough fires in Nova Scotia right now. So that's why the board's there, you know, because see how dry that is? Don't take any chances. The board's going to take a lot more heat. Also, we got the garden hose here just in case things go, you know, ooh, there's a spark. Okay, well, you can just go like that and it's out. But anyway, garden hose is here. So, we're going to have to shove this base back a little bit. And, because I'm not sure where it was supposed to go anymore. So yeah, let's see, go under center. That's first, you'll go that way, bring it back a little bit. Alright, so this is where I'm going to be putting it. Now I get the deck all the way down, it won't go down any further, so she's laying, you know, as flat, as level as possibly ground can be, so that's fine, right? Yeah, no, probably not, but anyway. We're going to do that, dry it. I'll get a piece of angle iron, we'll cut a piece off, and obviously put it where that piece was, except for a lot stronger. So let's just take a measurement here. Perfect, that's perfect. That's all the measurement you need. You know, right at the edge of those white lines. That's fine. Now we got a piece of metal, so we don't need this no more. Get rid of that. Here's our piece of angle. Obviously, you know where it's going to go, just right there. So what we're going to end up doing, we're going to take our flapper disc here and just clean this up a little bit so we get good contact. Same thing over here, we'll clean this up a little bit again. So that way we shouldn't have any problems welding or finding ground. So let's go ahead and do that. How many of you use the tool for the grinder to take the wheel off? I just use my mitts. so that should work fine. Get our vice grips here. That will not only hold us in place, but they'll also act as a ground. I hope. That's the plan anyway. Well, that's way too big. That's what she said. Okay, now that's too small. That's also what she might have said. Just isn't as good as the first one. Let's make sure we're sitting level. Should be able to move that plate if our vice grips will allow us, and it's not, of course. Alright, so I found a hammer of sorts. Just kind of eyeball that, you know what I mean? Then we might want to put, if that'll stay just like that, I think I'll be happy with that. Looks semi-straight, plumb, level, square, all that good stuff. So I'm going to say let's go ahead and get some tacks on this thing so it stays in place and weld the absolute crap out of it. Alright, so everybody close your eyes for a second so nobody gets blinded. Good? Everybody can see still? Great. Alright, so I don't know about y'all, but I only wear one glove welding. A lot more comfortable that way. So let's go ahead and see what we can do here. Hopefully it'll be better than the first time, eh? Yeah. Alright, we got her tacked into place here. Let's move our vice grips out of the way. Raise them up a little bit higher. Maybe. There we go. That should be fine. Now let's give her the heat. Uh-oh. We got no ground. There we go. Here's the bottom half. Okay, so now we got quite the gap here, and I don't feel like cutting it and beating it down, which is something I should do. But what I'm going to do is just, build a bridge and walk it along as far as I can go, until I feel like I'm just wasting weld at, at a certain point. So let's do that. Welding. That's a nice little bridge made there. So that's gonna work fine. That's strong as hell. I'm gonna weld this seam down here. I'll weld this back seam here. And if I can, I'll get in behind here from up top. Maybe we'll try that here in a minute. That's not too bad. And just so you know, a little disclaimer, I'm by no means a welder. I never took school for welding. I'm no master at anything. But I picked it up and I just played around with it. And yes, you could argue that, you know, a 14-year-old done those welds, but I don't care. It's strong. So it's gonna be fine, right? So yeah, what I mean by that is, if I can do it, you can do it. So don't be scared to tackle anything. Just try it, man. Just go ahead and try it. You'll surprise yourself, I guarantee you. And I'm not just talking about welding. That goes for anything that you guys want to do. Anything in life you want to do, just go out and try it, man. There's nobody stopping you but yourself, usually. I know, I've been there. Now, see what we can do with the back side of this thing. Might pick up my welder and give me a little bit more slack. Or a little more line, I should say. So let's get in here and try to weld that. Oh yeah, there it is. So I couldn't see what I was doing, but by looking at it, I got a weld there anyway. So the seam here, I may as well cut a second piece of angle iron and put it right there on this side. I mean, you may as well. I get the body off it now, so now I can get at it. I may as well do it right. Right? No, let's half-ass it. You guys put your cutting wheels this way or this way? Let me know if there's a right or wrong way. I obviously put mine on like this. So anyway, let's get that cut. Oh yeah, we should probably measure that. Nah, we good. Don't forget your safety squints. Oh, I got a mask on, I can use that. Right. Now, how do I adjust that to grind? Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. Back to safety squints. So right here is where I think I'm going to put it, just like that. It doesn't want to hit that top very good, as you can see, and I don't know, I might weld the top. Can you see that at all? Yeah. I might swing it into the top, weld the top, and then hit it with a hammer so the bottom hopefully flattens out. That might be the easiest thing to do. And my ground over here should still be fine. So yeah, let's go ahead and get her done. Also, just a little bit of advice if you're new to welding. Always make sure you're welding at least 2 feet from a gas tank. If you're not, then you could be causing problems. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm going to try and get my hand in here. Press that metal back. And my welder is not turned on. There it is. That might help. Now, let's see if I can't burn my hand up. Uh-oh. I got no ground. She's obviously a little too rusty to make a ground here. So, I'm gonna have to get the grinder in there and clean it up just a little bit. Alright, we got the top welded. Now we just need a hammer and hopefully we can bend that down. Probably not because it's pretty strong, but let's try it. Alright, so we all know that the only reason why I'm doing this is because I was being lazy. Yeah, that's why. Obviously I should have cut what was holding it up, but I didn't feel like it, and then plus it's hard to get the mini grinder in there. So we're going to try it this way and hope that'll bend.
Doesn't look like it's going to.
It's hard to get a swing in there. I get everything in the way. Yeah, of course. I wonder if I weld the seam, the corner here, give it some heat, it might actually bend a little bit easier. Let's try it. So either that's going to help or make it worse because I just made it stronger. Alright, so it did help. Okay, so before I bend anything and wreck anything else, I'm just going to fill that gap and weld a bridge along that seam. And so yeah, that should be fine. So let's get after it and get her done. So that's how you start your bridge, just like that. And as soon as you get your side started from your piece of metal to what you're welding to, just start welding along this side and keep filling that in, working your way across, and you'll get her done. And just like that, perfect every time. So here's the end result. We got her welded down along bottom, along the side. We got her welded along this seam here and along the top. You can see that. And I got a chunk of welding behind here. That is solid. If that lets go again, it's just because, you know, she's old. She's rusty. Last time the problem was, you've seen it, the metal broke, not my weld. So the weld's fine for the most part. And over here is where I put that other piece of angle iron. So you can see I didn't weld along the seam on the side. It's quite raised. I weld the bottom and the top. That's plenty. That ain't going nowhere. I know I said that before, but I mean it this time. With any luck, this time it's gonna hold. When I took this out mowing, I went out for the day and I got about 3 minutes out of it. I had a guy with me that day. He got about 3 minutes, and then the deck fell down, and then something else happened to it. So if you want to know what else happened to it, you're gonna have to watch the other video, and it's gonna be a good one. I'm telling you, it's great. Yeah, at least you can laugh at my misery anyway. Somebody's got to be able to. So anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. That's as solid as it's gonna get. Like I said, this was a $100 machine, man. I bought it like 3 years ago. I used the crap out of this, so I'm happy. A little repair here and there. So anyway, I really appreciate everybody that's been subbing to the channel and leaving comments on different videos. So big thank you to all of them people and everybody that even clicks on the videos, man. If you like what you see, it's free to subscribe. Just hit the button, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you next time. So, but for now, thanks for watching and have a great day. Peace.